Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Gadley. So they're finding safer ways to spend their money, like stopping by the ATM and grabbing some cash before they head into the stores. Plenty of film crews come here to get a few beauty shots, but they don't stay here. That's because it's actually cheaper to head to some other state, create their own Las Vegas strip using movie sets. Snack cake lovers rejoice. Twinkies are back on store shelves nationwide. Tonight, more than 1,000 in Chico strapped on their running shoes and stripped off their clothes, all for a good cause. I was out there and I actually saw more of Chico than I ever expected to.
I bet you did. A whole lot more.
We've been on a wild weather roller coaster. This weekend we saw sweltering heat and record highs, and today, thunderstorms, lightning, and rain.
What's going on there, Elizabeth?
Kara Allen, hundreds of people have been out here in front of the Chico Walmart to learn some very valuable lessons, but also to have fun. What stops me from grabbing a bunch from my backyard?
That is an excellent question. Why would you do that?
No.
I'd only charge you $20 to pull some scales off and put them on your face, you know.
But I would charge me nothing.
All right.
While it is usually chained or locked, it is far from impenetrable. Neighbors say all it takes for anyone to break in is to simply hop up on this short wall, jump over this one, then you can easily break through the plywood door. With its fun, kitschy feel and numerous boutiques all in a central location, it's easy to see why it's already a big hit. Las Vegas may be the entertainment capital of the world, but it's still often overlooked by the movie industry, at least when it comes to shooting. Lots of movies are set here, they're just not filmed here. Plenty of film crews come here to get a few beauty shots, but they don't stay here. That's because it's actually cheaper to head to some other state, create their own Las Vegas strip using movie sets.
Replicated sets were built to mimic Las Vegas.
The last major motion picture filmed in Las Vegas, start to finish, was shot in 1995. But Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman hopes that will soon change. She fought alongside lawmakers to push a movie production tax incentive. It allows filmmakers to apply for tax credits of up to $6 million per production, and even more money if they hire Nevadans. It levels the playing field with other states that already have the tax credit program, and city officials say the trickle-down effect will be felt throughout the local economy.
Whether you're in the catering business, or you're a supplier, or you're a dry cleaner, or you're a small business, all are necessary when we have a film being shot right here or anywhere throughout the state.
For now, the tax incentives are on a 4-year trial period. In Las Vegas, I'm Elizabeth Gadley, Channel 13, Action News. James Drummond headed to Mount Shasta Ski Park just like he had countless times over the past 25 years. But what should have been a beautiful day on the slopes turned into a real-life nightmare when he fell headfirst into a tree well.
I was positive I was going to die. The young man, Alex, him dying, I knew that this is what the experience involved.
Drummond was stuck upside down in as much as 6 feet of snow. His hands were pinned next to his chest. Fortunately, his phone was in his chest pocket, but he almost couldn't reach it.
Dug straight down to my pocket. By the time I got down to my pocket, my fingers felt like they're about that fat around.
After a terrifying 20 minutes, his wife called.
Call the ski park. I'm stuck in a tree well. Give them my phone number. I'm going to die if they don't find me. Call them! Give them my number!
She did, and soon after, the ski patrol called him.
Hello?
And it wasn't just that I knew the mountain, I also knew where I was.
It took another 30 minutes before rescuers finally reached him.
The snow rumbled really hard and loud, and I heard somebody say, "I found him." I got on my board as soon as they let me have it.
Drummond actually snowboarded the rest of the way down the mountain. While he had no trouble getting back on his board, watching the video and sharing his experience was far more difficult.
It's hard to watch, but you know, it's a little embarrassing too, because well, I was really scared, you know, and so I'm kind of sharing something that, you know, I don't like to share, but I want to.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Gadley. Shane Miller, the Shasta County man suspected of murdering his wife and 2 young daughters, is now on the U.S. Marshals 15 most wanted list. The announcement was made today in Sacramento as federal agents step up efforts to track down the man who's been on the run for 3 months. Action News Now reporter Michelle Brock has more. Miller was last seen in Humboldt County. His truck was recovered there, but Miller was not. Now, there is a concern he may still go after family members or law enforcement trying to track him down. $25,000 reward is being offered for his arrest. The jury in the Mark Duenas murder trial could get the case as early as tomorrow after the defense presented its entire case in just 2 hours. Now, that's in contrast with the 6 days of full testimony the prosecution took. Action News Now reporter Charlene Chang has been following the trial closely and brings us the latest. Closing arguments are set to begin tomorrow morning. Jury deliberations will continue Thursday in the case of a former Butte County Sheriff's deputy charged with arranging to meet up with an underage girl for sex. 28-year-old Earl Clapperidge was arrested in May of last year after a sting operation that involved texts by an undercover officer impersonating a 14-year-old girl. Before the jury began deliberating Monday, Clapperidge took the stand in his own defense, saying he never intended to have sex with the girl, claiming he was gay. Prosecutors refute that, pointing out his marriage and evidence of past sexual encounters with women. Clapperidge faces 4 years in prison if convicted. After a year and a half, a suspect is finally behind bars for breaking into a Chico woman's home and sexually assaulting her. Police arrested 25-year-old Jeremy Scott today for the crime committed in January of last year. Officers say the 20-year-old victim was asleep in bed when Scott allegedly broke in and started assaulting her. The woman's boyfriend returned home during the attack and chased Scott out of the apartment. According to officers, it took so long to make the arrest because DNA evidence from the scene needed to be analyzed. Police say the victim was able to help identify the suspect through social media. Apparently, they had a class together at Butte College. Scott is not cooperating with the investigation. He's currently booked in the Butte County Jail. Turning now to weather, another hazy but delightfully cool day here in the North State. Now for the very latest on those conditions, we check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Kuiper in the AccuWeather Center. Chris.